Well, how would you like to retire before you hit 60 but still have enough money to travel and live your best life?
Sign me up. With Australia's pension age rising to 67 this year, that might seem impossible, but our next guest says it can be done, and she's going to tell us exactly what it takes. Well, Amanda Thompson is an award-winning financial advisor, joins us right now from Melbourne. Amanda, retiring before 60 or around 60 even, sounds pretty great. Is it realistic?
It is realistic as long as you plan.
So how do we do it?
Well, the first thing we do is we plan. So you need to understand that you don't follow the masses. You set your retirement plan and you work out what it looks like for you, whether that involves grandkids or hobbies such as golf. You need to figure out exactly what retirement looks like for you.
Okay, so what sort of amount should we aim to set aside so we can retire and, as you said, do all of those things that we want to do?
How long's a piece of string, Matt? I could tell you that I could live on $30,000 a year if you made me, but I'd much prefer to live on $70,000 a year. So you've got to go and do your calculations. The government or the figures will tell us that anything over $500,000 by the age of 67 is a comfortable retirement. But what's comfortable to you versus what's comfortable to me could be completely different things.
Yeah. Exactly. Because when we look at the when we did the super stories recently, most Australians don't have anywhere near that in their super, so that's not going to help a lot of people. Talk us through your tips for retiring before 60.
So the first thing I said is you've got to set what your personal goals are, and that means what does retirement look like for you. So you need to plan for that now and draw a picture or start doing the sums of what you want to do in retirement. And then you'll figure out that most probably there are gaps, and that's where the plan of how do you fill those gaps starts. And you need to start early, so no matter what age you are, you can start with a plan to fill those gaps. And the biggest one for the now is what I call sacrificial spending. Understand what you're spending money on and what you could potentially be sacrificing in the future by spending money now. Now, if 60 is a goal for people, or before 60 is a goal for people, superannuation in Australia will always be your friend. But if it's before 60, you need to have a diversified investment strategy so that you can take money from somewhere before you're allowed to access your superannuation. And the big one is embrace the twist. So we know that plans change. We know that whether it's economic factors or another COVID hitting us or just family situations. So be ready to be flexible, and if your plans change, go back and start again at the start of my tips.
There is talk of being able to access your super early to pay for your home. Do you like the idea of that as potentially it becoming part of that nest egg, that diversification of investments?
Look, I think that, again, I've got to be careful what I say being a financial planner, so general advice only. I was only having a conversation with someone the other day. With the cost of housing in Australia, Australia-wide, how do our children get into the market? And if you can't get there, maybe it is part of your plan. But again, you need to understand what your personal goals are. If you want to retire by 60 and you're taking money out of superannuation to buy a house, you're going to make that gap larger.
Yeah, okay, so the tip is plan and determine what you want to do in your retirement. Thank you so much, Amanda Thompson, for giving us those tips this morning.